Welcome back, everybody. Yay!
Hey!
Hello! Yay! Okay, we're gonna get started.
Right.
Welcome to episode 23.
You're still doing that.
I know. We want to keep
Merry
doing it
Christmas!
until I know it'd be hilarious.
One of these days, it'll sync up.
You know it's
No.
Wouldn't it be great if we costumed ourselves?
Say Happy St. Patrick's Day!
No, I think it'd be hilarious if we costumed ourselves as if the seasons were changing. Like next time, like Nick wears a parka or something like that. Wow, it's so cold. Did you see that snow out
Oh
there?
my gosh! The tornado warning this morning was terrifying.
It'd be amazing.
Maybe we'll think we were gone for like far longer than we were.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
These were all actually recorded years ago.
Yeah. You remember when we first started playing Cyberpunk? We did this in secret.
Yeah, these are all
we-
from the vault.
We should open with like talk about old news. It's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the Red Sox won the pennant. That was amazing. Did you watch the game yesterday?
Did you see the Seahawks and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl? That was nuts.
I can't
We
believe
should
it's
do episodes
2012
in the
already,
future.
guys.
Oh yeah.
It's like that would be
Can you
so
guys?
amazing.
How good could you guys be at predicting what would happen? Like
Wait,
if you just guessed and then we get it right. And
Yeah,
people were
like do future episodes is like, boy,
Well,
that
I
was
mean-
a. Can you believe that like Chris Christie won the election? Like that was amazing. I didn't think there was any way he could have gotten there.
we just say stuff we hope happens now.
It's all about, it's going to be Bush's brother.
Man, I can't believe Birdman got that. Oscar.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I just have to accept.
It probably will be.
God damn it. Nah, whatever.
Alright.
There's no political affiliations on this show.
Somebody out there is looking out for America. They have to be.
Let's just say the wait is probably
I trust that.
Alright. Okay, so last
All
time
right.
you guys got a little bit closer to the keepers.
We're members now.
We
got
are
eyeworms.
We're
Is there
members
any
now.
closer that they can get?
Eyeworms.
Oh, yes.
Can they get the other eye as well?
Oh.
Can they get in the mouth?
Well, wait, do we
How about
feel
nose?
the slug affecting our vision in just one eye or in both eyes?
It's just in one eye, but every now and then it just kind of goes
James,
and just goes
If-
across.
if it went in
What
the
is it?
nose, could they smell the future?
No, they can't.
If it's,
When you
wait,
become-
if it's not in front or inside my eye,
Look,
I don't know how it would go across my vision.
You gotta get it in your nose.
It like swims
then you'll
across
know
the fluid in your eye.
So it's
know.
in my eye. It's a tiny slug.
No, stop.
In
no,
my
He knows
No.
the truth.
Yeah.
Cut. No puns. This is a no pun zone.
I love
Wait, what was your pun?
He said, if you get the second level, you can nose the truth. It's like
That
Not
was
even a
terrible.
Works better with he
Just go-
knows the truth.
this
Just
is
go
what
through a
happens when
dungeon.
spies spy on secret rituals. You're like that guy who didn't get under the frat and like peeks in the window during
makes
like
makes fun of all of them.
yeah. No, what happens is that
Only losers have fun.
yeah. No, basically what happens is that this is only level 1. When you get to level 10, which is the highest level, your entire body is replaced by
Oh,
worms
yes.
and you no longer have
You have
Just
slugs
a body
everywhere.
bag
Yeah.
for slugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
you
just-
actually become a living swarm entity.
Of knowledge.
Just like the
Yeah.
of
40 druid.
secrets.
Yes.
You just be like going through a dungeon. I smell trouble.
Yeah.
What if?
Exactly.
Yeah, you keep your secrets in different slugs so that no slug knows
No
all
slug
the
knows all.
Yep.
all the secrets.
And if you're ever
and
captured,
so if
Man,
you're
the
dead,
amount
the
of times
slugs
you
like
guys have gotten this
escape,
close to what
and,
I
and
actually
the
planned.
secrets.
yeah. If you're ever
Yeah.
captured, your whole body
Like
just
return to the
disintegrates into
keeper.
a swarm of
You,
slugs and goes in all like
You,
thousands of hours.
you break one, and it's a little piece of paper. Fortune
It's
cookie.
the slug
And
like
it's like-
unrolls, yeah.
The slugs are
The
surprisingly
secret
delicious.
of the parallax is, and then you gotta find the other slug.
Well, the slug like goes like poof and turns into like a scroll, like
Yes.
like in Naruto or something.
And it turns out all the
Yes.
slugs are surprisingly cliffhanger slugs. They always stop just at the important part, and then the second part is always in a different slug.
Well, yeah.
I
one
mean,
of my
yeah.
candidates.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys got a little close to the keepers, and then headed back topside
Yes.
Yes.
with your plan to
Yes.
meet up with the dwarves and head down to the expedition.
Yeah.
Is that today or
Tomorrow.
No, you had
Okay.
a couple. You had a
Thank
couple of
goodness.
supplies.
Because we have to heal.
I am
Because you-
so down for some.
Yes.
And you also have to
Getting
meet
rid of
with the
disapproval.
followers, or the followers of Parallax. You have to meet with them to have the
The-
hearing
yes.
to see if you can get permission to even
Yeah.
go down there.
Yes.
Oh, tomorrow is
Yeah,
the
we're meeting.
hearing.
We're meeting
tomorrow's
with the
Yes,
dwarves.
yes.
And the
at
expedition
the
will probably take place the next day.
followers.
Like,
And you need to get your god to like you
Okay.
again because you have.
I mean,
like,
I've
too
only
much-
I only have 3
Oh, it
disapproval.
goes
it's
away
less.
when he sleeps.
Yeah, it goes.
Oh, it's just
all
automatic.
goes away.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no roll
Oh,
to
no.
like see
No,
if
there is if he does incur disapproval.
Oh,
if he does
okay.
roll the, like, the
Yeah, if I had
the-
rolled a 4 less,
Oh,
then
okay.
I would have.
Okay, I thought there was a thing where you had. To
But I
like-
mean,
Then he
yeah,
has to,
none
like,
of these are very
pray for an
bad.
hour, or like cut his wrists and sadness. I don't know.
Yeah,
There are some
Yeah.
pretty bad ones in there.
Whatever.
Well, I mean,
whatever
none of
those
them that-
clerics do.
None of them that last longer than the current day.
127 Hail Marys.
Like no matter what I
It's
rolled.
gonna take forever.
So you guys head back topside. Do you use the same door you used to go down?
I assume the keepers would show us a better way
They
out.
can. Yeah, they can show you the door that heads back to your near the Willow Lake near
I-
the Doulahan.
I
Yeah.
think that's the best
We
option.
would number one. We try to get as many ins and outs as possible because otherwise, if we're just using the same pathway all the time, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, we want to learn the underground a bit, the undercroft.
Yeah. And number two,
Are we-
we just don't want to wander through the city that much.
Right.
I think what we should
Why
do
not?
is, do any of us have like a decent ability to draw? Like, can we roughly map out what we
well, I mean,
traversed
I've
already?
tried to memorize as much of it as possible.
Yeah,
right,
so
but in
I'm
addition to
actually
that,
marking
could you
them
just
on the
make a
map.
rough sketch?
Oh, okay,
so
good.
you
That's what
see
you're
these
doing.
triangle and square.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh,
both
that's what
doorways.
those are.
I have
Okay,
another
saw
map
that.
behind me, behind the screen here, that has the
Well,
exact
I mean,
same drawing, and it
Uh-huh.
corresponds.
Like a map
Okay,
of the
alright,
underground.
oh yeah, the
Not
I have
just
a
our
map of the
entrances.
Undercroft.
Oh, here it is.
Right,
So
right, but whether
Uh,
I mean, we don't have a map of the undercroft.
Oh no,
like
no,
we
no.
we want to like sort of
We don't- we
sketch
haven't-
one out
we-
roughly.
Well, okay, so
My
we
theory-
did kind of sketch one. Did we do
But
that?
the
yet?
dwarves
I
were
know
not- were
no,
willing-
we walked away from the dwarves.
Yeah,
So
they,
I
they
still
were
have
not
an
willing to
idea
let us
in my
copy
mind.
it.
Yes.
But
And I can try and make an accurate representation.
yeah, I don't believe we ever turned around and like actually tried.
No, we
to
had.
draw it
Well,
out.
okay.
No.
We couldn't because we didn't have time yet. We went straight off down to talk to Frederick.
Right.
And then we did all the undercroft business.
So
and now
let's-
we're topside, and now I can make an attempt at the map.
right, so the keepers lead you out of the amphitheater and coffer, and lead you
Mhm.
back through the underground city of Maciatica. And they lead you through a couple of shadows of darkened old crumbled buildings past the.
Is Maciatica the city that's the
Maciatica's-
frog zone?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Maciatica is the city beneath Lear.
It's the
Okay.
ones that
Yeah.
they've been cast.
That's what they call it.
But the frogs basically like live there, right?
They live there, yeah. They don't own it by
How do
any
you
means.
spell Maciatica?
Thank you.
Maxeatica.
Okay, you're gonna need to spell it
Can you
again.
do that at
M-
regular speed?
Maxeatica.
X. Okay. EA.
How's that pronounced?
Maciatica.
Maciatica.
Attica!
Why is there an X?
It's just the spelling of
I-
the people.
Don't.
It's an ancient city.
Oh wait.
That's how they spell it?
Okay. What's known about this city again?
Most people don't even know that name. Most people just call everything beneath Lear the Undercroft.
And we know that
makes
name
sense.
because the
The
keepers
told
mentioned
you.
it. Okay.
Yeah, the keepers have done some studies on there.
Wait.
Did you say the Hebrews have done some
No, the
studies?
keepers.
The keepers.
Whoops.
The,
Anti-Semite!
Yeah.
the keepers. We met with the keepers at underground,
Yes.
right? We went with them to.
Apparently
The
they're...
place where the frogs was different.
Well, it's all one city. Apparently
that was-
the keepers have
that
their
was all one
main, like, number one meeting spot here in this city, too.
In the underground. Yeah.
Okay.
So Frederick leads you back through the darkened corners of the city. He leads you underneath rising columns that rise up to build the aqueducts, which the canals are built off of. And as you go along, he starts explaining some parts of the city to you. He says, every part of Maciatica is called a cordia. It's divided into a number of different, a number of these. The city itself is as widespread as Lear actually is. They correspond almost exactly. The one we just left, the one with the keepers in it, is known as Dak Cordia. That's a DAK in the front of Cordia. The one where you probably fought the Shadow and released me is called Sig Cordia. Those two are relatively safe, given most of the dangers down here. The one we're heading to now is Athacordia, and it's a bit more on the dangerous side. Most of the other Cordias, in fact, are pretty unsafe to head into. Whatever you do, never head to Ethocordia. It's in the northwestern side of Maciatica. Bad things go on. In fact, that's the reason there's so few of us now. We've send expeditions out on this city, and some of them just haven't come back.
What's so bad in Ethocordia?
It's the spot of an old mine, and there's a variety of unforsaken horrors that live there. It was ruled by a family...
Unforsaken?
Forsaken horrors that live there. It was ruled by a...
Forsaken horrors?
Yeah, it was ruled by a family of wizards, see. And they did a lot of creepy experiments down there before the city was destroyed. Some of those still remain.
Interesting.
So Frederick leads you back through a couple of the buildings and such. And as you pass into one of the aqueduct columns, he goes, the Cordias, by the way, most of them are divided off by these. So anytime you pass under a column of an aqueduct, you're probably heading into another one.
By the way, aren't you worried about the fact that it looks like at any moment, if these sentient metal orbs start doing their business, that this whole thing is just going to collapse on top of you guys?
Yes.
It does look rather
Yeah.
tenuous.
That's
This
why
is an
we're-
engineering nightmare.
That's why we're happy the followers are hard at work.
Don't you ever
Oh,
worry
looks like
that
a
if
lot of
we
work.
succeed in our mission to undermine the followers' work, that this whole thing will stop and then horrible things will happen?
Not with the studies we're doing of sentient metal.
Ah,
Yes.
excellent.
Ah.
Do you think that you guys are close to having those things not attack us?
We're getting there.
All right.
We've already learned how to disable some of the warning systems that go off when you snatch one of them.
Ah,
So-
Manipulating them is a bit more difficult. It's not so much science as it is magic.
excellent.
So what
As I
what
would
more could you
imagine.
tell us about the sentient metal? Because we don't really know much as it is.
Oh, well, and he looks over and sees that Merek's there, and he kind of turns and he goes, it's an entity. Where it came from is hard to say. I would guess probably, perhaps, and he looks to the three of you and he goes, well, this concept might be a little... I suppose you believe in a god. It's probably definitely somewhat
Certainly do.
extraplanar, if you know what that word means at all.
I heard a rumor.
I know what that word is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think.
You would know what that
Yeah.
word is. Yeah. You might not.
I had once heard a rumor that the sentient metal wasn't even like a metal, but that they're actually all pieces of a larger intelligence, and that they're actually a hive creature, of which all the objects that are made of sentient metal are actually pieces of a larger entity.
Really?
That's one of the theories. Another theory is that there's some sort of central control system or something along those lines. Yeah, who can say? From our studies, we haven't been able to determine one way or the other. If they are all part of a larger creature, we certainly haven't received any messages from the thing.
By the way, since point of information, since I have received no information about my guild from the GM, I just make up information about my guild as I move along.
Yeah, and then James is forced to like twist it into his world
Yeah.
because James is just making jokes.
Yes.
So,
Apparently, my guild also has an amazing library of theoretical physics books.
So, what
Wait, you mean about
magical...
the keepers?
Hmm?
You
My thieves guild.
Oh!
Yeah.
Because you were going to tell me like about my thieves guild and then never got to it. So
Well, I told you their name and what their main businesses are.
yeah. So now I'm just making up other filler information about my guild. Eventually, they're going to become like a scholarly guild of like academics. It's like you can't.
Drugs and physics.
Yeah, you can't. You
That's what
can't sell
running-
drugs. Do you know how much science it takes to make meth? It's not easy.
It's a lot.
Right,
And then,
but
you
I mean,
know,
it's
we were
less
surprised-
physics and more like
If you're
Chemistry.
selling it, you got to know about some economic theories. You
Yeah,
know,
we
supply and
are a
demand.
surprisingly large body of scientists on retainer.
Yeah, I mean, some guy knows numbers and he figured out the best way to sell it and the best way to get you guys addicted.
I'll have to be a
Perfect
little bit... I'll have to
ratio.
give you more information, I see.
My guild actually funds their own university project.
Magic to convince these metals to do what you want. What has managed to get you headway in that regard?
Oh, mostly studying of various rituals. We had some of Dadriel's associates snatch some things from followers. It was difficult.
Rituals. Very interesting. I figured it would be a lot more of a simplistic method.
Well, some of the scrolls determine certain processes you have to use to tell the metal what you want to do. It's not as cut and dry as you might think it is.
Oh, so it's beyond just telling it what to do. It's like you got to tell it what to do with the right dinner.
Sure. I suppose that's a good enough of an analogy.
What?
Anyway,
Well, I mean,
so he
It's-
walks you through the ruins of Aficordia, and As you guys walk through this, you're passing through a couple of the older, crumbled-down buildings, and you can see that far up to the south side of this Cordia, there is a hill that rises far above everything else, with a metal wrought iron gate around it, and a tall tower that stands out up on top of the hill.
Hey, what's over there?
The stone buildings. And he goes, "Oh, the Dekshai, the wizard, the wizarding family over in Ethicordia, they had one rival, one black sheep, you might say, an exile, named Boluvio. That's his tower.
Ooh, can we go over there and check it out while we're down there? It looks awesome.
You can feel free to do that at your own leisure.
I
but
imagine,
don't expect me to go with you. There are a couple of very dangerous apparitions that like to hang around that place.
Cool stuff in there. Free stuff.
I'd love to
Free
go
for the
on
taking.
He leads you eventually up to a spot in the side of the building, and points at the door and says, "Now that you have our eye, you should be able to see." And as you look now with the worm inside your eye, you too can see that there is a keeper symbol inscribed above the door.
Oh, so all of these doors that we couldn't see before are
Yeah.
now all visible to us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's really obvious to us that we wouldn't see that without.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It like highlights.
So now we don't have to like wander through the city all the time. We can just like take secret
Awesome.
fairy
Awesome.
paths.
I mean, if you want to walk through Maciatica, and that might be better. But it's not as if you save any traveling time. It's just which pathway is safer.
So depending on what we do.
Yes.
we want
But
to
like
take
if you're
the
being
across.
chased by the city guard,
Sure.
now you have a ton of ways of like getting away. It's
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna run into this alleyway and disappear. Like
Well,
on the librarian.
That's pretty sweet. It's kind of like a second sight spell for our group.
Yep.
And Frederick stops you for a second and goes, also, one other thing. The followers aren't, well, at least they're not incredibly aware of these doors. So if you get caught or get stuck using them, try to keep it as quiet as possible. Hush, hush.
That seems to go without saying.
Oh,
Don't go
of course.
spreading it around.
We are keepers after all.
Yeah.
We're not givers.
Well, good luck to the three of you. Certainly let us know if you find anything interesting on your dwarven expedition. We'll continue researching the Savannah's problem and get back to you. Thank
By
you.
the way, did you... We should have asked this earlier, but my new friend's gauntlet, it's not sentient metal, it's an ancient item, right?
Yes,
Like-
I had noticed that earlier.
Yeah, we were a little worried because the last time we saw someone using it, it blew their arm off.
Oh, that's
And-
a very, very rare occurrence.
All right, because we want to make sure that
I mean,
should come
clearly he used it incorrectly, but as to its correct use, I'm.
Oh, no, he used it correctly. It just went wrong.
The dragon's
Well, I mean,
The
in
dragon's
that
bone
instance.
within it that powers it is probably unstable. Maybe the gauntlet is constructed incorrectly, or maybe not built well enough to contain all the raw power the bone outputs. So every now
That
and then,
makes
if you
sense
use
to
it,
me.
you might just get some sort of overpowered reaction that could probably blow somebody's arm off.
Just like
Mm-hmm.
magic.
I'd use it with caution.
Because I think my friend is using that particular arm right now, and it will really cramp his style if he loses that one.
It's
I think
fortunate.
that's his healing arm.
It's fortunate that you
Well, I have a
follow
shield and sword. So I need them both.
It's fortunate that you follow Netro and thus could reattach said arm if it ever did get blown off.
That is very
True. Although, I'd rather not have to do so if at all
Okay,
possible.
It'd be very painful.
It'd be difficult to do on myself, no doubt. Another person might be easier, but
Hopefully we're not fighting people like ourselves that as soon as your arm gets blown off, they grab it and throw it in the river.
No, he threw it back at him.
He beat him with it.
Oh, that's right.
wait, which of us did that?
You did.
You did.
Yes,
You hit Elrond with
I
his own
hit him
arm.
with his own arm. That's right.
The clerics of Netro.
I remember
are-
that happening.
I believe there was like a need a hand
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of
as
those.
well.
It's like, stop
Look,
hitting yourself. Stop hitting
I-
yourself.
I may have blacked out for a short time there. I don't really recall what
That was
what
the cleric,
happened.
by the way, doing that. Just let everybody know.
Well, he was a barber beforehand. So
Right.
He's got like this dark. Barbers are always doing things like that. You know,
He's got
eating
this
their
dark
customers.
past.
All barbers are like that. Just sleep.
What barbers are you going to? My barber's great.
That's
You
what they want
say
you
that because you believe that. Have you ever heard of like the demon butcher of Seville? No, but the demon barber, of course.
Of Fleet Street.
Yeah, it's like
There is a dark side to
Yeah.
the
Peter,
to the
do you know the
to
Barbel's
blade.
pole symbolizes, one of the colors symbolizes blood?
What?
Yeah, the barber's pole is symbolic for
Shaving cream and blood.
Yeah.
No, it's
Barbers were
isn't
the-
it symbolic for resurrection?
No, barbers were
Washing.
surgeons.
Yeah.
Surgeons.
Originally, they were surgeons.
Gotcha.
Or
Yeah.
Originally,
No,
like,
it
a
makes
surgeon was
sense.
called a barber.
I mean, you need a steady hand.
Maybe that's what you were supposed to. No, they gave you scissors. Okay, never mind.
As opposed to a
What, you
scalpel.
mean-
It's like
Well, because I'm wondering.
You mean they
'cause-
meant something
well,
else?
because they
as
use
barber?
like gong farmer and stuff. So I'm wondering if they
Use
meant
what?
to use
A gong farmer?
What does that mean?
the guys who pick up manure from the roads.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like an old style
Oh, what?
profession. So I'm wondering if you're actually supposed to be a doctor and we're just wrong.
What, with scissors?
What, barber
Well-
and scissors? I think it's pretty clear.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
pretty clear because this is it.
I think
Scissors.
no. I think
I mean-
doctor and or surgeon was an option. Doctor's definitely a different
Also,
option.
knowing the people who wrote DCC, if they
Uh,
meant it to be doctor, they would use chirurgeon
Healer.
or healer.
Healer is
Yeah.
the background you're thinking of, the one that I am.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Frederick bows and goes, "Thank you once more for saving my life." Oh,
Indeed.
here, and he reaches into his sleeve and pulls out a ring and goes, "It's a small token of my appreciation, but this should come in handy." And he flicks it up in the air to Dadriel.
Ooh.
You gonna tell us what it does?
And as you catch the ring, you see that on it, around the band, are painted on pictures or embellishments of birds flapping their wings. And like they just go all the way around. And he goes, "Wear this ring upon your
The
finger."
references.
And you
I'm noticing some trends. Nick, again, gets an item that gives him a ranged attack. A ranged magic attack.
I just flipped this ring to Dadriel.
And now
No, he's talking
Adriel
about.
has a...
No, he's talking about the
Thing?
gauntlet
Oh.
as opposed to like the thorn ring that I
Well,
had
you didn't
last
have
campaign.
to pick that up.
And
That could have been any of you.
I mean, yeah.
it seems to be quite the coincidence.
I mean, I think technically I'd rather not. I'd rather like give it to one of you guys to use if you want to actually use it. I'm just carrying it right now,
If you're
but
gonna give me that glove again, I would love it.
The gauntlet?
No, the glove is
Oh,
gone.
No, I
silk
think the
The
glove.
glove
glove
is the glove.
oh,
is
the
the-
glove that
It's
Oh,
deleted,
that's
you're
his
never gonna do
sexual
it again?
no, it took out their like
You didn't like-
innards.
Yes.
It's gonna be like...
It
like little
compressed their
sacrifices?
innards.
It's an interesting
That's
idea.
very ridiculous.
It was great. It was really good.
It was horrific.
Like, it was like, oh, I just take out a vampire. Now I can sacrifice a vampire, and now I have its skin to sacrifice. That's so much, like, spell reagents. It's
Yeah.
great.
yes, Peter's glove last campaign allowed him to take out, leaving only the skin, take everything else from the being, and compress it into a ball, still alive and able to put them back into the skin.
You gotta ask what kind of game master comes up with stuff
It was
like this.
absurd,
Hey.
right?
Gross.
Yeah, it was like
I read
there's whole
a
dimensions
lot
of fucked up things.
Can you believe neither of them wanted to switch bodies?
I didn't know because he put like a giant yeti into the skin of like this vampire
Of course,
lady.
that didn't
And
work.
it was terrifying.
Super
It was
imperfect magic.
horrible.
Like apparently the skin
Oh.
doesn't adapt to the body
And
you
it was
put in
like
there. It's
screaming
like,
in pain, and then we
your
like
body's too small.
we ended up killing it, right?
It's actually perfect magic.
Oh god,
It was great. I loved it.
What
It was a
is the
nightmare.
halfling's name again?
Frederick.
I
Burroughs.
missed that glove.
that was
So,
terrifying.
so he turns to you and goes, "Wear it upon your left hand, and you need not worry about falling anymore.
Ooh.
What? Featherfall?
It'll catch you should you plummet off a building."
It will
I'm
catch you.
I'm guessing it's Featherfall.
Probably, it's probably featherfall.
Or whatever is in the game.
Or it's like air trampoline.
Well,
bird
I'm
trick.
super happy
Yes.
because as
He
you
falls,
recall,
a bunch of
I looked
birds
into
just
the eyes of
fly
death
down
and I
to the
died by
bottom.
falling.
Yes.
So.
And it softens the blow.
No, he falls off a
And?
building and then he's like consumed by crows. And then the crows come and like reconstruct him on the ground.
They regurgitate and take you. It's like,
That's the DCC item.
And then he's like reformed. Yeah.
everything is just
That would be
disgusting in DCC. Every
that would
magic
be
item in
awesome.
DCC.
No, it's more like everything is disgusting in my campaigns.
Or it's like you fall off and you split into crows and then
That's,
you come together on the ground.
yeah, I
So
mean,
it's reformed.
Tachi or something.
Yeah.
What? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
Tachi.
gosh.
Freaking Naruto references. That was pretty cool though.
That wasn't even purposeful on my part.
Yeah.
I was like,
Now we'll stop watching 4 months of filler before the next return to
Oh
fight.
god, more filler.
It's all right. I don't. I read the manga.
yeah, I
It's
finished
over.
and I'm done.
All right.
Oh, you're done with the manga?
Oh, the
Yeah,
manga's
it finished a while ago.
No, yeah, the manga finished at the beginning of December, but
Yeah.
I never read the manga, so I'm trapped on filler now.
Just skip. It's not different
yeah.
in any way, significant way. Just finish it.
It's filler for a reason.
It's not. Worth
It's just
sitting
amazing
around.
seeing it on the screen. It's so well done. Like,
Yeah.
it's just impressive.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
anyway,
So we go up. the stairs.
Excellent. Now
There's no more. We
my
don't need to talk
foretold
with
death
Frederick
is
anymore.
now.
No, well, he thanked you for saving one more time
Right,
and then
yeah.
turned away. And walked.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why does only Dadriel get a trinket?
Because I'm their friend. They've known me their entire
Do
life.
you need some? You already got a
You have a-
dragon bone gauntlet.
Yeah.
It is.
What more do you
But
want?
I'm
Might have
kind
been
of
something
just-
to you, but they kind of don't like you as much because you follow Netro.
Yeah, and they weren't going to give something to me because I refused, and I think they know that I spied on them. Would not surprise
Come
me.
on, keepers are
given
keepers.
that
They would be the worst keepers ever if they
yeah.
didn't know that you were spying on their ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably
Makes
know.
sense. I might die.
Yeah.